before you start. Okay. So we are back for this another semifinals. It's gonna be White Shadows versus what's the
Low
name?
9.
Low 9, yeah. Always get the L9 feeling from that EUS toxic group. What's that called?
Yeah, I think they're called Low 9 as well.
Yeah,
The
Rat
Scrum Noob.
IRL was the one who made it up, right?
Yep, Apocalypse and Rat IRL. Very interesting players.
Yeah, but these guys are not the ones. They're not toxic at all, except the support. You can see his name is Toxic Support.
Yeah.
So on the low 9 side, we're gonna have Dominic as ADC, Toxic Support as support, Spartan in the jungle, Single top lane, and Pinto in the mid lane.
Yeah. And as for bans, they've gone with Silas, Alistar, Karthus. So 3 very strong picks. Usually the meta picks that you'd see banned out.
Definitely, but like I believe there are more supports and that require a ban compared to this Alistar. I could say, yeah. But that bike ban was definitely smart from low 9, and I'm not really sure about that Talia ban. It might be because the White Shadows jungler might be really good at her because she's not really strong at the moment.
Could be comfort picks. Ooh, and Rek'Sai coming out. Finally get to see
pick at the moment. So yes, definitely strong to watch. Fun to watch. And remember Broxa was really good on this Rek'Sai. Austin play.
Powerhouse in the jungle.
So yes, we do have first pick Morgana from low 9. So even I have played against this White Shadows team, and yeah, they picked Cassiopeia on the bot lane as ADC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with Pike. So both the champions are banned in this game.
That explains the bans.
So we are back, but our viewers are not back. Slowly gonna be, slowly they're gonna show up.
Ashe Morgana in the bot lane. Very safe lane. Ashe doesn't have mobility, but she's got the Morgana shield, so it's hard to catch her up.
I think so far the draft on the White Shadows team is from the Mobilytics, because this is what I was watching. These are the all S tier picks in 9.4. See, there's gonna be another S tier pick.
Ashe
so
also is very underrated. Like she has so much damage potential
and the pick potential from her arrows. Like a lot of mid laners are forced to go cleanse instead of a very aggressive spell or something, or defensive spell. They're forced to go that cleanse because she just shoves the wave. She goes to the river. Enemy knows that she's going for some vision or something, and bam, your ADC, your mid laner gets caught from the Ashe arrow.
Yeah, it's very hard to deal with. They've also picked Nocturne here, which is very annoying if you give it the Morgana shield.
Definitely, and from what I see at the moment, and low 9 is gonna go for that huge pick potential, whereas the other side we do have a bit of team fight and pick.
Scaling, yeah.
But see the jungler difference. So Nocturne is going to be looking for that level 6 rush, whereas Jarvan is capable of ganking level 2 and 3.
But is that a Jarvan top lane? Because of the Rek'Sai?
It can be a support or in the mid lane. You can say that. I totally missed that Rek'Sai when I was talking about Jarvan, because I'm so used to having Jarvan in the jungle.
Jungle, yeah. True.
So LeBlanc and Yasuo were banned from low 9, and Vel'Koz and Vladimir taken away by White Shadows.
Yeah.
So yeah, have you watched Jarvan support? It's really interesting to play and watch because
actually, you were telling me about that before. Jarvan support, very OP and all in potential level 6. If you're behind, you can't do anything.
Forget level 6. it's it's really hard to survive till level 3 or level 4, man. I was
Yeah.
on 10 to 15% HP all the time in my laning
Ah,
phase against a Jarvan. I was a Lucian who can easily dodge his E, which is the main source of damage. So that
yeah.
A read was really annoying. He never used EQ on me. He never used shield. He always spammed that E and Aerie.
It looks like
It
you
was
were
really
right. This
annoying.
is looking like a Jarvan support with that Camilla in the top lane.
I've known how annoying this guy can be. This Jarvan can be as a support, and
Yeah.
yes, you can always play him. You can all you like if you're a fan of Faker, you're gonna play him in the mid lane as well.
Yes. It'd be fun to watch. So what do you build on Jarvan support? Is it still Letali, tank?
You can go either Zeke's or Knight's
Okay,
Vow.
so
It's just
yeah,
a support standard items. All you need is capture their ADC in your ultimate,
yep.
and during the laning phase, you just have to harass the shit out of them. Sorry.
Oh, and Twisted Fate coming out from the side of low 9. Always a fun pick to watch. Where you've got the
Definitely.
Nocturne ult, the TF ult, crossing
So,
that.
Knight, if you ask me, what's your favorite? Excuse me for that ringtone. If you ask me, what's your favorite champion in League of Legends, I would
Yep.
say the Twisted Fate.
Yeah.
So yeah, because Twisted Fate is gonna be in this game, it's really exciting for me to watch.
Yeah, it's just the factor that he has, and all of this like behind the scenes pressure where he's holding the map together with this glue. And if anyone wants to try and make a play, you have to like think, okay, does Twisted Fate have ult? Can I do this? You know, it's just
Hmm
very, very
So
annoying to deal with.
definitely, and if you think about how good teams, which these both teams are, uh, how good teams, if you just give them like even small information, just like where the jungler
Yep,
warded, or if you use the blasting cone, or if you use that thing that gives you vision in the jungle,
yep,
that sweeps the wards for you. Like if you give slight information to the enemy team, the other team is gonna know your path. They're gonna know your strategy for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Imagine
yep.
Twisted Fate providing that for 5 champions, providing vision on
Yeah.
5 champions. Yeah. So that's
Yes,
how huge he is in the team games. Yes,
interesting.
solo queue, he doesn't have the win ratio, he doesn't have the
Yeah,
stats. But in the team games, he's really, really strong. Where you don't go for that bloodbath
yeah.
street fight style in the mid lane.
It's that communication that you don't have in solo queue. That's why it's bad. In these team games, where you have that communication, it's very hard to deal with.
And I've also seen a lot of LCS games back in the day when I used to watch regularly. He was he was constantly picked against Ari and Ziggs even,
Yeah,
and even Syndra.
good push.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah.
And Jax is scaling, so I'm not really sure about Jax. They could have gone for that Ornn, Yorick, or that like that Sion even.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about the Jax, but the rest of the comp is amazing. They have really high mobility. They can easily do a 1-3-1. I'm talking about
Yeah.
low 9 at this point, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the defensive bot lane, like a super aggressive jungler.
I guess the downside of their comp is if they get behind early, then their comp is built around engaging or
And
pick.
picks,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
if Nocturne gets behind, he won't be able to ult as well later on. But if it also works the other way, like if Nocturne gets ahead, then he's gonna be diving Jinx 24/7.
Definitely. And so I am predicting they're gonna go for 1-3-1 style, whereas Jax and TF are gonna be on the side lanes, and bot lane is gonna be around mid, and Nocturne is gonna just give them a bit of uh, breathing room, you can
Yeah.
say, with his ultimate pressure on the enemies. And whereas on the White Shadows, so is it really Jarvan support?
It looks like Jarvan support. Or maybe Oriana. The man,
It is a
I can't
Jarvan
tell.
support, man. There's no other
Yeah.
way that they can go.
Yeah.
It's
And I
really
also heard,
interesting. If you guys are watching this, White Shadows, amazing. I really love to see that Jarvan support.
yes, and so Camille top lane, people have been saying she's been nerfed and everything, but those nerfs have been partially for the jungle, and her top lane isn't really affected as much.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was just watching Mobiletics before this game just to see what's really strong and what's not strong, as I wasn't paying attention
Yep.
myself. So Camille is S tier at the moment, according to Mobiletics.
Yeah. She's still a
So,
strong champion.
mhm.
Yep.
And with the Conqueror updates, I think a lot of champions have come up, and we are not just realizing that we might not have the stats for it. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, the
But as I
famous
said,
lethal combo.
Ash can force enemy laner to go for that cleanse, and this has happened in this game.
Yeah. Very good comp on the side of low 9. They've got CC on at least two forms of CC on like every champion except Jax. And yeah, like from last game, what we witnessed happening
Imagine
with this
if he
Sejuani.
had a real weapon.
Imagine if yes, true.
So yeah, but it's still Jack's late game is super scary.
And it's gonna be down to how strong
So
Rek'Sai really is
Niranjan,
early.
Sam, thank you for correcting me. Someone said it's White Shadow, so I was just following that. I'm so sorry. So it is without Suvo, if I'm not wrong.
Without Suva. Oh, okay.
Yes, can you correct that, Rage Quitter? It's my bad. I wasn't the one paying
Yep.
attention.
All good.
It's without Suvo.
Team Suva without Suva.
It's gonna bring up
Heading into the
the
game.
scoreboard. Yes, we are on the Rift. What do you think about this invades and the fanning? Oh, the classical pause.
So I think Team Low 9 definitely has the better invade here. They've
Yes,
got the Morgana, Ash, Twisted Fate card, and Jax. Like they
flashy.
definitely clearly have advantage here.
Okay,
So
so Knight, let me
yeah,
ask you a question. Why
yep.
do you invade?
So pretty much you want to invade early to basically get resources for your team, get early information, know where the jungle is starting, and in this game, wards are the best way to get information. If you're
Mhm.
able to get picks in the jungle, get information, ward out, it
Right,
just helps you track the jungle earlier.
that's pretty much it. So I've asked a really good and well-known coach, and he said that you mainly go in for the information, for the
Yep,
resources, as you said, but the kills and the flashes that the enemies burn is just the added benefit.
icing on the cake.
Yeah, and why do you look on the abilities, level one abilities? Is because this is my own thinking. Because
Yep,
you might want to burn their flashes and summon early summoners just to get an advantage. You saw how
yep,
Ivan on Ninja Way on this
yep.
Ivan did. He burned the flash in Sejuani, he took away the red buff, and you saw how he snowballed after that, taking away 4
Yes.
red buffs.
Certain champions that just outmatch everyone else when it comes to invades. Like the Morgana, if she stuns you and there's two allies nearby, the other person's pretty much dead there.
Hmm.
Also, like two other picks are like Olaf, Braum. They have that really good follow up and DPS early, so the other
Right.
team just has
So
to respect it.
I don't know if I'm not wrong. Blitzcrank was the one who started the whole invade thing. Am I right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like nothing will beat a Blitzcrank bringing the enemy to you. But
Yes.
yeah,
So back in the days when I was like bronze, the first champion that was like used to invade that I saw that invaded or that forced invades
yep,
was Blitzcrank. And slowly I realized, okay, when there's a Blitzcrank, you just don't go in the jungle.
yep.
So both the teams are ready. So the pause, we're gonna unpause the game. That Airy Jarvan should deal a lot of poke
Yeah.
to this low 9 part lane.
They have that Morgana there, so it may be a little hard for Jarvan to get in there. But yeah, crippling potion from both top laners. Both teams pinging the same locations.
Mm, no, they low 9
They're split bot.
are gonna yeah they're just gonna fan out. It's not the invade we were hoping for. However, on the team Suvo, they're looking for the same things
Yep.
Portal Esports was looking for. the early ward.
So they're going for that defensive check. Wait.
Whoa, Jax is in
Okay.
trouble. He comes in from the Jarvan.
Okay.
He's gonna he's gonna flash out. No, he uses his Q, and then the flash. He was ignited.
Ooh, deja vu
Gets
from
away
last
with
game.
5% HP.
Did not expect that. I mean, red team. I was proven wrong. I thought they had the better invade. Turns out I was wrong.
Rek'Sai uses flash for the knock-up.
Yep.
And he's not starting Q, so it's gonna hurt him in the early blue buff start.
Jax also burnt flash there, so if he's looking to punish this Jax, we know. So Orianna has cleanse. Yeah, sir.
Both the junglers are gonna start on the blue buff.
Yep.
So they've changed the walking style on this Twisted Fate and many other champions, and they're really fun to watch. Have you seen how Gragas walks? It's like he has something in his pants.
Oh my god! I just seen it now.
You're looking at the poke from Jarvan Z, right?
Oh. That's
it's huge.
That's gives you attack speed as well, right?
Yes, your ADC.
Might have to pick it up in my solo queue games.
It's really cancerous, man.
Yep. Okay, so looking to punish the top lane flash. Rek'Sai is moving in now.
News denied the gank.
Yeah.
The flashless checks. Can he make it out alive? Yes, he can heal the minion and just walk away. A lot of
Are they gonna commit to this? It's beneficial to waste jungler's time.
Both the junglers have got nothing out of the ganks.
Yep. Okay.
Hey, Low9 are gonna do what these were doing. Yep.
Yes.
If you look at the wave in the bot lane, I don't know if it's really. Never mind.
Frozen on this side.
Oh, so they were just defending the red buff, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about the bot lane at this point?
So yeah, Ashe Morgana, very safe lane, very hard to gank as well. And for Rek'Sai, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be hard for him to gank because he needs a gap close knockup and Morgana shields, and he won't really get anything out of it. But then again, if Jarvan ults, there's like nowhere for them to run unless they burn flash. So yeah, it's a good setup in the bot lane for the blue side.
As soon as the Morgana misses Q, Jarvan goes in using the ignite on the Ashe.
Too tanky.
They are gonna commit. That?
Yeah.
Another EQ.
Okay. Taking a tower shot. Great
So
play from
Morgana missed another Q there, so it was a bit of a mistake there.
That was Jarvan blowing both summoners for the kill.
They did swap a kill for that, yeah. So both the junglers have shown where they are, and so it was easy for the bot lane to commit to that.
Yeah. And in the bot lane, it's similar to top when you play Jarvan. Jarvan excels in the extended lane, and when his minions are towards your side, he can just punish you very hard. Okay, so I feel like this is one of them games where the entire game will start to get exciting after level 6.
Definitely.
Where you have the Nocturne Anticipate.
Ultimates, yeah. I really missed the Rek'Sai ultimate. If you remember, he could teleport to any tunnel he made.
When he came out.
Yeah, so if that was the case, he would have a global ult as well. He could really join if TF was looking for a side lane gank.
I remember it used to be so big of a range on his ult, and then they nerfed it slightly. He would like gank top and then ult to bot lane, and it was like very annoying for a jungler to have.
So I'm sorry, Knight, but I'm really getting distracted by this walking style that
Oh,
it has at the moment,
yes,
and I'm gonna go back and revise who my favorite champions are,
yes.
because
Yes,
no, this is not the way my hero should walk.
yes. It was this patch
Look
that
at
they
him!
changed it, right?
It's a joke, man. Oh,
His shoulders broad, you know,
yeah.
sticking his
He's
chest
like
out.
he's like I don't care. I don't care about
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
I'll just throw
The-
cards.
I think I read something about it. They're trying to position him to make the cape move and follow his direction, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think more
I know
dislike.
what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's after the High Noon skin were released, they realized that the capes should move,
Yep.
should follow the movements. That's the right way to put it. So TF has level 6, but he has no mana to follow.
Yep.
They will be looking for that. Okay. So Ash can engage, and both the jungle and the mid laner can follow. It's gonna be really interesting to watch.
Yeah. Jarvan's lagging in levels slightly now.
I think this Jarvan pick is not working as it should.
Yeah.
Having this global pressure from low 9.
I feel like they could do something later on with the Orianna Jarvan combo, and then Camille locking someone down. Very good stopping like 2-3 people.
I think when low 9, the game really depends on how well Team Suvo can read low 9s. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if they know they're gonna make a
Definitely.
play in the bot lane, they can answer that on the top side, having you know, having a go at Shelly or Jax.
Yeah. Trying to
Flash
for a
engaged
pick
by
here.
Rek'Sai, followed by Oriana's Shockwave, and
Flash from
TF
TS.
is just gonna walk to safety.
Rek'Sai does not
Uses
have all at the
flash.
moment. Also, one thing to take into account is Jinx scales a lot harder than Ashe in the later game.
Yes, and that's
will do
super
more
crazy
damage.
passive.
Yeah.
But I've played both the champions. Like, I would still go for Ashe
Yeah.
for that huge
Bro.
poke and that pick. Like, it really depends on what comp your team is gonna follow.
Yeah. Just provides more utility.
If it's really team fight oriented, I'd go for the Jinx. But if it's pick, I'll go for this. And I'm really good at hitting the arrows.
Yeah.
Like I've hit some long range arrows in the games that I've played. Yeah.
That's the only skill like
You need to have, yeah.
you need to have on Ashe. Yeah.
Apart from that, yeah. Apart from that, it's just a normal ADC with auto attack.
Yep.
And one thing, like you should be really good at using the Q because it really helps on kiting very tanky
Yep.
champions that are following you.
And
Like,
when I said she's very safe, like even without Morgana on her own with that E, she's got like she can use it to see what the jungler is, and that's another way of appealing to yourself.
and now the change, it gives you an assist as well if you spot an enemy.
Oh, that's so big.
Yep.
I didn't realize that.
Yep. They have changed Ash's E that gives her an assist if she spots an enemy. So if you're constantly showing where the enemy jungler or enemy mid laner is,
Yeah.
good with that. Even if you don't get any assist, it's really good, but it's an
Yep.
added benefit. So Rek'Sai picks up a red buff while the other team is looking for a dive in the mid lane. They have a bit of conflict and of interest because some of them want to go for the Drake, and
Yeah.
it's a really nice team fight.
Here they come.
Engage. Nice flash out of that shockwave.
Great play from
Double
Nocturne.
kill for this Nocturne.
TF gonna be getting caught out.
It's a really bad fight to look for. Nice flash out.
Binding not gonna be able to land.
So this goes in the favor of low 9.
2 for 1. 2 for 3. No, yeah, 2 for 1.
So Nocturne played really well.
Yep. He found 2 members that
Mhm.
were low. Once he
Flashed
got
the
his lethal tempo.
shockwave and he was able
Yep.
to get 2 kills out of that.
That's Oriana's only peel. If you can stun them with your ult, you can land your damage. Otherwise, front of Nocturne. Oh, stun them. That's a lot of damage coming out from Morgana. That was and the minion
Those are
wave.
the minions, yeah. Those
Yeah.
are the minions. Another Q lands. If it was the Nocturne on the where the Rek'Sai was, it would have been a double kill for
Yep.
low 9.
A professional is marked by
Pauline
We are
deciding not
pressing
to
on.
go back.
So the Drake is still on the table. No team has planned for that.
Yep.
Emil is looking for vision on the red side.
Yeah, 15. This bot lane very low, not going back. Not gonna move down just yet.
So Infinity Edge was completed by Jinx.
Already? Oof, that's
That's a very early Infinity Edge. Because of
yeah.
the 2 kills she has in her pocket.
It's gonna come down to whether they can keep Jinx alive or not. Here comes the TF ultimate.
So, you know what happened? So he ulted, like, he wanted to go for that top lane fight, but then he saw the river is full of enemies. He was like, I might revise that decision.
That's
It could have been done for. Maybe he thought they're doing the Herald, which they are at this point.
yeah.
So it was picked up by Rek'Sai.
But I mean, at least now they know. They know that most enemy team is on the top side. They look to do something on the bot. Like you said.
But there are not enough members, it's just 2 versus 2 on the bot side.
Yep.
Rek'Sai is waiting in the bush for that TF gank.
Yep. Oh, here it comes.
So from what I see, Camille is trying really hard. And it's not a really favored matchup for her. And it's stun
here it
and
comes. Ooh.
Nocturne ult. A Fed Nocturne appears from the darkness.
Patience is key there from the Nocturne. Aim for the right moment. Okay.
The Ash arrow hits. Then
double
stopwatch
stopwatch.
comes in.
League of Stopwatch. Jinx ult.
The Mega Death
Not gonna be
Rocket
able to connect.
misses and
Ooh,
And
that
it's
was slight
it's a
misplay.
kill for low 9 bot lane.
Yeah. That was very well played by them. Yeah, they had a disadvantage item wise and they came through and played it well.
I'm not really sure why Team Suvo bot lane lost that fight.
It's pretty much Morgana was caught out by the Jarvan. Oriana great ultimate. Catching out 4 members.
This is the first ultimate in 13 minutes
Ha! Yes.
that
Like,
hit, and it was worth it.
like I said with Ashe, that one skill you have to have. I think that applies to Oriana as well.
Definitely.
So yeah, in the bot lane, like I was saying, Jinx wasn't able to hit Ashe. She was too far away, and Morgana was stuck, and she ulted and stopwatched, which denied Jinx to deal any damage. All while
Right.
Ashe was able to hit Jarvan.
With their arrow and a lot of basic attacks.
Yeah.
So Rek'Sai is looking for a gank at the bot lane.
Jarvan ultimate coming up soon. Could be a good play here.
They're just gonna clear the vision.
Yeah, here it comes. Oh,
Right.
not gonna come in.
One CC misses, but we have another one in store. Another
The
ult.
3v3 bot lane.
Jarvan.
Made
That was a really good ult, getting 3 members inside, and it's gonna be
insane damage coming out
got
from
a
the
Londa
Jinx.
that picks up a kill and double kill for Jinx.
Great counter
Ninja.
gang from the Rek'Sai.
Ninja stepping up for his team,
Yeah.
using that early Infinity Edge for the good.
Yeah. That was all about the vision.
So Shelly was used in the bot lane, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely gonna get a lot of lead from this. And the dragon.
If they're able to get that one hit on the tier 2 turret,
Yep.
it'll be really worth it. I think it Shelly is gonna do that before dying. Yes.
Yeah, we'll take about half HP of the tier 2.
Yep. And it doesn't regenerate, so it works. It works out on the team too. So yeah, that was really well played by Jinx and Rek'Sai.
Yep. Increase the goal lead. For dragon as well.
Kadak Londa.
I'm
suck Londa, by the way.
Oh yes. Karak. I got this.
It just means the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that Jinx is definitely pumping out a lot of damage right now. If you get stuck in the Jarvan now, she'd be able to kill you.
The last Jarvan was really good, and it was the only thing that got them the 3 kills. I can say
it was the Jarvan ult, Jinx ult, and Rek'Sai knockup. They just weren't prepared. They didn't have the vision, committed, and with the Ashe ult, they weren't able to realize where the enemy jungler was.
Dominic waiting in the bush, catching that Orianna. But she has her cleanse up, so it's not gonna be much. But again, as you said, they have 2 CCs for every guy. So if they're gonna dodge or use a cleanse for one, they have something else in store.
Definitely.
This what happened last time. Like he dodged the Morgana's Dark Binding, but the Ashe arrow got him. It's a bit easy turret for them. Just straight let him follow.
Go for the dive, yes, on the health. Okay, nice. The return from Ashe and TF, trying to save this. That's Ghost on TF.
For the TF. That's really nice.
He's
dealing a lot of damage considering he went for the Rod of Ages build.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said in the last game, when you asked about ADC fed or top lane fed, like now the Jinx is fed, and it's not that much of a problem because Nocturne and TF can lock that down. Whereas if they had a fed Camille who could like jump into your backline, do whatever she wanted, it'd be a lot more impactful.
Yes. So what's Jarvan's role now in the late game?
So Jarvan, he's pretty much gonna be in primary or secondary engage with Orianna or Camille, and just looking to cut off as many people as he can, because that's the support Jarvan. His job is to either like keep the Nocturne away from Jinx, or try and look for the pick and catch people off and let Jinx deal damage.
Right. I'm trying to remember what his build was, and as far as I can, it was Zhonya's second item. I don't know why, but yes.
On Jarvan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. AP.
I'll still have to check that, but yes, it was used for like when you engage and just hit alt, you instantly die because you're not as tanky as you would be in the jungle or top. So you just get that Zhonya's.
True. You don't have that Cinder Hulk. Yeah.
I'll pick up a kill on this Dominic.
Oh, nice. Thank you, volume was a little bit low.
What volume is low?
Yeah, no, it's good now. It's good.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right. Top lane just not able to defend that.
I think it was Morgana that should have been there.
Yep.
But it would have been another kill for Team Suvo because not much they can do at this point. It is fed Jinx with the stopwatch on.
Yeah, and that's a very fed Jax. If you look at the CS lead in the top lane, about 60 CS. He's definitely going to be pushing towers really fast and
a scary Jax.
Yeah, annoying to deal with.
I wonder what's that? What like BF sword for? Like, what are you gonna build on?
Overcoming.
What do you think about that BF sword on Jax?
So it looks like he's going with Spirit of Shojin, second item. Disgusting item on Jax.
Yes, since they have changed the spirit essence reaver and
Yeah.
introduce this new item.
And it's more in favor because it gives you health now over the mana that you didn't really need.
Jinx is having that blue buff from the enemy jungle. He's gonna be getting a lot of Qs
Uncontested break here.
without having to worry about the mana.
They have the Jack push.
They are setting themselves up. 2 ultimates were used. DP being channeled from the red side.
Jack's deciding to follow up with the team. Good call.
So Rek'Sai makes it out alive. Shockwave.
That was very well played.
It's gonna be another kill with this trade. Nice flash.
Flash Q,
Wasn't
not able to
not enough for the kill as he misses the dark binding.
Blue team, like I said, is Cloud Drake, and the game was fairly even. So it's like this point where you want to think, is it worth giving the other team a lead, or you know?
Yeah, definitely. So Cloud Drake, I know it has its own value, but it's not something worth dying for. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, not worth giving the enemy team a lead.
So GA was completed on this Nocturne. It's gonna be a lot more scary, and he's gonna be diving without having to worry about dying.
Yep.
So there's a lot of debate on what Morgana should build. Either go for the Zonia Rush or go for the Zeke's build.
Yeah.
And utility. I mean, she has chosen Zonia's. I mean, it works, but the utility provides a lot more for your team, and
Yeah,
it makes you a bit tankier as well, so you can survive.
Usually, I guess when players rush Zhonya's and Morgana, they're just looking to be that scapegoat for the team. To go in, stun as many people as you can with the ult, zone them away, and press Zhonya's. Hopefully you survive. If you don't, you've done your job.
I mean, you can also do that with the redemption and the locket.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what people say when you go for the Zeke's redemption or the locket.
Yeah. Both teams dancing around this bot side river.
So I was just thinking if they had a Tahm Kench instead of a Jarvan.
Jarvan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been really good, because first it counters Morgana. Second, it's gonna match the global ultimates that the team Low9 has.
Definitely.
So Tahm Kench was a really amazing pick. I should have said this in the champion selection. But
Yeah. They just they aren't able to deal with the Nocturne. Like if Nocturne jumps onto Jinx with the Morgana shield, there's not much he can do.
But from what I'm noticing, the game is slowed down since the last fight.
Yeah.
So there was an attempt. It's gonna be a kill on Jarvan as he overextends after that failed engage.
Yeah. Rek'Sai decided to jump over the wall with no way out, and that led Jarvan to getting picked.
That's a really fed TF.
Yeah,
If
he's
there's
looking to go
been-
death
yeah.
cap.
He's gonna deal a lot of damage, a lot more than Orianna can.
Yeah, and Shogun being completed from the Jax, that means no one is going to be able to solo him. They're going to have to send 2 members to deal with this one.
So the Jarvan pick is not really working after the laning phase that it should, and how it was designed to work.
Yeah.
So Baron,
Could be a good pick, but like I said, he doesn't have the openings to go in with the Morgana. It's a very annoying pick to cancel all your CC.
so early Baron means a lot of damage to your team, low resistance. So team Suvo is looking for the perfect time to engage. Camille walks closer and often picks up the Baron. It's gonna be a fight.
Oh,
And it's a
They have
very,
the
very
advantage,
messy
yeah.
fight.
Jinx is dealing damage in the back, no one's able to get to the Jinx.
Even if they picked up the Baron, they're really low to contest.
Okay, that's no goal hard on the TF. Jack's going for Orianna. Jinx can still salvage the situation, maybe.
But She should. One auto, yes.
There's one. Oh,
She
okay.
she should have walked towards another low members. Like,
Yeah.
no.
I guess she just didn't want to take a risk. Oh, no.
Oh yeah, I was wrong about that.
Okay, that,
Did he listen to
okay.
me?
Yeah, no. But,
My bad,
yeah.
man.
That's the ADC, you know. 6 kills. Just one hit by knockdown.
But really well played by team.
They had to go for that desperation play to try and, like, after they'd taken Baron, they knew they were low and they'd have an advantage, but not able to. Yeah.
So Team Low 9 had a decent draft, and they played around it. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah. It's just in team fights they own you with, like, if you try and engage on them, they have TF and knockdown right on top of you.
Another Drake is live. Camille is really behind in this Jax. She can't even stand in lane or match him 1v1.
Background play. That's top lane.
Jinx was really fed, but not able to do much against this fed, Twisted Fate, Nocturne, and this Jax.
Uncontested Drake.
An Ocean Drake, yes.
6k goal lead now from Red Bull Armor.
It's not much. It is still possible to come back.
Yeah. All they need
Like
is
the-
one good team.
It's not impossible, I can say.
Because if we look at the bot lane, like, Jinx is doing very well in CS and has 6 kills under her.
The problem is there's a lot of tools to dive on the backline of Team Suvo. So not much Jinx can do. Again, I would say the Tamken pick will be really good. They're gonna get the stopwatch saves them from all the primary engage.
Jinx getting the
The
reset.
counter engaged by the Ash Arrow. They're gonna try their best to shut down this TF. And Jinx picks up the bounty on that one. Jax comes in.
1v9. He has that Spirit Fusion, definitely gonna melt that backline.
Ash still
Hey.
survives that using the stopwatch at the perfect time.
That was really well played by they were about to win the fight, but Jax made it in time and was able to salvage.
Definitely, this Fire Jax is really hard to deal with at this moment. And once he has this Titanic Hydra or Styrak,
Yep.
it's gonna be really hard to deal with. Ash is gonna pick up the red buff. He doesn't have any.
Wanted to commit, like he should have waited a bit, maybe, but maybe the team follows.
So the interesting thing, Pin 2 on this TF still has the stopwatch, and he died last fight, giving away a huge shutdown goal to Jinx. That's questionable. Sometimes you just forget. I myself forget that I have Zonia as well.
Yeah.
The stopwatch. Happens to the best of us. Nothing to worry about, Pinto.
But as we've seen in our last fight, if Jinx is able to get one kill, she definitely can deal a lot of damage to this 3 members of the.
But the problem is Jax, like, he's the final boss of this mini game.
No one can deal with him.
And he's really fed.
Yeah.
When I see a fed Jax, all I can think of is Stalker. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't know who Stalker is. He's a really good Jax main in Pakistani scene.
Yes. Very scary player to play against.
Yes. Only pre-season he had like 100 games on Jax. He was like. Really scary player. Like whenever I play against him, I have to ban Jax.
Yeah.
And there's another guy who's playing a lot of Jax. If Mod loses, I grief. Is IGN?
Yeah, no, definitely good player.
He
I
made
met
it to
him when
Diamond
he was
2.
unranked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't even level 30 when I met him, like in a custom game. and now he's Diamond 2. So yeah, that shows how Jax is
Yep.
and how good he is on the champion.
Very good player.
So QSS was picked up by Jinx just to get away from that arrow or that binding. Really questionable build on this Jarvan.
The QSS does not make sense to me.
Actually, it does because they have a lot of CC as we have discussed.
Yeah.
But Zonia would be a better choice, I would say.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, he cannot build it into anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
like the material.
It's not gonna do much. The life steal and the attack damage stat. It's not gonna do much on this Jarvan because he's a support and he should be having that utility. So having that AP, extra AP, and the armor, and that Zonia's passive would have been a lot better compared to this QSS.
And also, I think you're right with this. QSS, it's like you go in, if you QSS, they have enough chasing to chase you down. And whereas, like, unlike champions, say, Urban, even Nico, where you go and you want a Zonius, like Lissandra, stall as much as you can. Down here. Play it safe. Not take any risks. There we go. Jarvan slightly getting caught there.
So that is an Infernal Drake live.
Yep.
The game is stopped in my screen for some reason.
Up for me as well.
For you as well, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Very
and
nice.
we're back out.
Oh, there's
Okay,
a
it's been
pause.
paused. Yeah.
So there's an Infernal Drake on the table and the Baron at the same time. Bot lane
Yep.
is pushing towards low 9. And it's the opposite on the top side.
Yeah. I think the blue side know that they won't be able to fight 5v5, so they're saying, you can take the Baron, we'll go for the dragon here.
There's a lot of vision placed around Baron side from Team Suvo. Because they really want that team fight to go in their favor to come back in this game. Whereas they have given away vision on the Drake. I think it doesn't really matter who gets this Drake at this point of the game. Because they already have that lead, they already have those items. All they're looking for is a closing tool that they're gonna get from that Baron.
But also to take into consideration, the shutdowns on Jax and Ashe, like, that's 1.4k gold. If you get that on any champion, on a carry like Orianna, Jinx, that could be a turning point in a game.
Definitely. If it was like if I was the one who was gonna decide who gets that 1.4k, it would have been Camille. As she can go back and she can dive on the back line, clean it up, and you know what a Fed Camille can do and what she's capable of.
Definitely, that TF will have nowhere to run. Or Ashe Morgana.
Definitely, he'll be forced to use that stopwatch that he's been carrying around since a long time.
Yep. Oh, stopped again. 32-11. Oh, here we go.
Gonna be an uncontested Drake. Jarvan is looking for that E-poke. It's not gonna matter much at this point of the game.
Yeah.
So in the laning phase, he's used for his E-poke, right?
Oh yeah.
Flag poke, and then during the late game, he's right. That's a very aggressive engage on the Rex side, but he gets away using the tunnel. TF ulti being used for the vision.
They didn't want to give them any chance to breathe. They just saw them and engaged.
They were like,
both of them.
1, 2, 3, go for it.
Yes, that's Nocturnal, TFO, Astral all being used.
That was really aggressive. Like if I was on Rek'Sai's position, Karakalonda did really well escaping that without using a flash.
True. Trying to catch them off guard, but not able
Like,
to.
I would literally shit my pants if I saw that darkness.
yes.
At this point of the game,
And
because
an Ashel, yeah.
yeah, they're like,
Cleanse from Oriana.
what?
Yeah, it's just in this later game, tensions are high and people are just on edge. So when you see that happening, you're like, oh, okay, take a deep breath, relax.
Gotta get that vision on Team Suvo's side. This night is dark and full of terrors.
Yeah. I still think one team fight and it can all turn the game, even though the red side has an advantage.
Right, a death push coming in
push.
from Team
Okay.
Suvo. Karaklonda picks the kill on this Morgana.
Now they have 3 members to defend this Baron and Jax is bot lane.
It's not. The toxic
shot,
support is dead.
Yeah.
I bet he's gonna be spamming in the chat. If he's toxic, if he's really toxic.
Where is my team?
Oh, that's just a joke.
Yes.
That's a very interesting turn of events.
Yep.
Baron for the Team Suvo. And that was a very smart move to go for that death push
Death
while
push.
Jax is busy pushing bot side.
Yeah. I know someone who
Camille is looking for that big shutdown goal, having right. DF is gonna follow that. Stop what's
Push the
being
fate here to
used.
back up.
Team follows. Jax flashes out.
is this the 1k bounty? No.
They're
That's
just
got
gonna
to go into 5
This
members.
guy's literally doing 1 versus 4 and was like almost picked up a kill.
Yeah. Oh, they've got the Jax very low. That's not gonna be going down.
Right,
being
Ash
caught
got
here.
caught. It was meant to be for the Twisted Fate, but Ash was the one who got
TP
caught.
coming in.
See the
Morgana
nice
not
guys.
joining.
This is what happens to the nice guys.
Oh yes, Morgana joining the fight.
Spell Shield is
That
gonna
was
save him.
good retaliation from the blue side. Not
Right,
giving
this
them a
Undying
good run.
Jax is like too much to deal with.
Yeah.
He's like,
Ooh. A lot
what
of
do you
Guardian
say?
Angels blown.
What do you say when death knocks on your door?
Not today.
Definitely. That's what Jax is saying at this point of the game.
Yeah.
So someone is lagging. I'm just gonna go quickly check the comments.
Oh, okay.
Are we back in the game?
No, still a pause at the moment.
So the 6k gold difference was brought down to 3k? 3 point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've also got the dragons, which I'd say it's about even. Maybe blue team slightly ahead.
It's just the Jax that has a lot of like a big portion of the lead
Yep.
they have. They leave and low 9 has, sorry. We're gonna
They could look to end the game here.
This Baron is really helping.
The power play comes in now, where
Yeah.
most members are gonna get back up the XP that they need to be level.
Camila has the GA up. She can take the risk of landing in the back line.
Nocturne and TF ults coming up now. Ash in about 5 seconds.
So if you look at how many GAs this both the teams have.
Yeah, loads of them were blown in the last fight.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 GAs in one game.
yes.
Right. Interesting to watch. People are here today. They're like, today is not the day to die.
Yeah. It's pretty much like a lot of people investing in that GA because they're like, okay, if
We need
anyone
that
dies at this
second-
point, we're gonna lose the game.
They need that second chance that the life sometimes doesn't give you.
Yeah. And actually Jinx playing very well, 100 CS in the bot lane. So that's the thing
So
with the
like,
Ash pick.
from what I've noticed in the team settings, your lane assignments matter a lot.
Yep.
Of how you're gonna win the game or lose the game, and
Yep.
how well your ADC is gonna CS. So let's say if your side laners are not going on the side lane,
Yep.
and your ADC is not getting enough farm and he's getting caught out,
Yep.
it's a big issue for an ADC to CS, and having it's like if you see there's DF, there's Nocturne, and a Jax on team low 9 side. I'm just gonna clear that after the fight.
Yep. Oh. Nocturne's doing a lot of damage to the solo in the back.
Jinx has joined the fight now. It's not gonna be enough as she's really late. She has to move around.
Oh, Rek'Sai ulting going in the back line. Can he
It's
do
not gonna
something
be
here?
enough. Jinx is picking up the kills. She
He's
is
taken the 1000 bucks.
doing that madness that she's supposed to do, and it's gonna be right.
Oh,
Better use of
okay.
flash from Dominic there.
Yes. The wall was who put that wall there?
But Knight.
Yep.
4 members of each teams are dead. ADCs have survived, and the best thing to take away from this fight is that Jax is dead, and he gave away 1,000 gold bounty.
That Rek'Sai just before going down took the Jax with him. Took the 1,000 bounty as well.
And there is still 600 gold on the table, and slowly they're gonna respawn while Jinx is gonna wait for them to respawn and take this Kernel.
Maybe Camille as well.
Yep.
Nice.
So except Rek'Sai, everybody got it.
Yep. That's very well. Like, this is the league of ADCs. Both ADCs surviving at the end of the fight, and Jinx is a monster at this point in the game.
Trivedi bach jayega.
Oh yes, definitely. Baron in 1 minute. This could be the turning factor of the game.
So
or they could just look at it.
it's just 1,000 gold difference now.
Yep.
Wow. What a journey. What a journey, Karak Londa and his team.
Even though there's 7 kills difference, the gold is even. That's all it matters.
Huge throw, I must say.
Yep. Yeah. It's just that the Nocturne and well, it's just Nocturne and Jax going into the backline. Jax usually isn't going.
These are the desperate plays now. They're wow, what a shockwave lands on the 4 people.
4 people. Great shockwave.
Followed by the Java and
beautiful wombo combo. Oh, Camille locking down the Jax. That's how teamfight should be played. Very well played.
that was amazing to watch. Like, can I get a replay of that? Like, that was amazing.
Very well played.
I'm sure if there's a video, this fight is gonna be there. This is a montage.
Yes, this is.
Shout out to just Jinx. She's been the MVP of this game. I can say that. It is, yeah.
Not losing hope and just pushing through, knowing she's gonna scale and carry. Very well played on that champion. Oriana, although at the end, 4 members just lost half their life.
And followed by the Jarvanels and the Jinx rocket.
Yeah.
And then the craziness that the Jinx has.
Yeah. That's
massive.
the mill as well. Utility where she can just lock the Jax with her and he can't get to the Jinx.
It was mainly because they lost the pressure on this Nocturne ult, and Jarvan was able to get away without giving much HP. And
oh yes. Oh, that was a very good game to watch. I feel like Team Low 9 just didn't push enough when they had the advantage and let
so
without Suvo's skill.
This is a great story of a comeback that everyone loves to hear. I'm just quoting Riot.
The message here is never surrender.
Definitely. Stick to your teams, stick to your strategy, and you will.
Rek'Sai doing the most damage. Did not expect that. I thought it'd be Jinx. But 39k from the Rek'Sai.
No. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Right?
Oh, okay. No, I've seen it for a second. Oh, okay. No, different stuff.
He did 11k, which is not a lot, but it's still more than Morgana.
Oh yes.
No, but I've seen Rek'Sai is dealing a lot of damage in solo queue. Man, they carry the games single-handedly. So yeah, Jinx was the one who dealt the most damage And
Yeah,
the
that
second was Twisted Fate.
Yep.
Nothing surprise. Well played, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for